I've seen a lot of dry, cracked, callous heels in my career. But how did this case get so bad? And what can be done about it? Check this out. Skin problems of the heel is something that I commonly treat in my practice, but rarely do I see such an advanced problem such as in this patient. The thick callus buildup, the cracks and deep fissures, and the flaking skin can be irritating, itchy, and painful. Doing all right? Very good. Has it been itching and everything lately? Has it been itching or anything lately? We have all seen people wearing flip-flops or sandals with dry, cracked skin of the heels, but never this bad in public. Most folks who have this much of a problem will keep their feet hidden inside shoes and socks. I am sure you're wondering, how did this happen? How does a person allow their feet to get in this condition? Well, I can assure you they don't want it to be this way. It's not out of laziness. It's not out of not trying. A lot of people are just unable to reach down to their feet and do the proper care to take care of this issue in the early going, and over time it just piles up and piles up and piles up till they get to the point where they have to see the podiatrist. There are multiple factors that lead to feet being in this condition. The first factor is pressure. Standing on our feet a lot or all day can lead to increased pressure of the feet on the ground as we go through the day, and that can lead to thickening of the skin and callus buildup. The amount of pressure that feet withstand throughout the day are affected by the amount of time the person is up and moving around, occupation, fitness activities, and body weight, to name a few. Standing, running, and jumping are not the only causes of increased pressure on the feet. I also see this problem in the heel of many truck drivers. Their feet, as they drive the truck, are in this position where the heels have constant contact with the floor for hours and hours and hours, day in and day out. And over time, if the wrong shoes are worn, this can result. The second major factor that causes this severe problem in the feet is friction. The rubbing as the feet move back and forth inside the shoes as the person goes throughout the day causes dryness of the skin, and dry skin becomes harder and thicker. Friction increases when people do not wear socks or they wear poor shoes such as flip-flops and sandals on a regular basis for long periods of time. The third area of concern for this foot problem is dehydration of the skin. When the skin is very dry, it's much more prone to developing thickness and breakdown and cracks and crevices and fissures. Dehydration of the skin is influenced by conditions such as diabetes. We see it more in our older patients, and we see it more in folks who live in dry, arid, hot areas of the country. The fourth contributing factor to this foot-heel skin problem is poor footwear. Worn out shoes and wearing sandals, slides, flip-flops, and similar type of footwear will exacerbate this problem over time. For a case to get this severe, it is always a combination of the aforementioned problems that get it to this point. It's never just one of those issues that cause the feet to get this bad. Solutions to this problem have to be individualized, Every patient is different. There is no magic cream. There is no magic type of shoe. There is no one magic solution that takes care of this problem for every patient. We have to take patients on an individual basis to help determine the cause, which will then help determine the proper course of action. Assessing the biomechanics is very important to help develop a solution or a good treatment plan for the patient. Is this patient flat-footed? Does the patient have high arches? Is there too much supination or pronation of the heel? All of these things need to be taken into account to help develop a good treatment plan for the patient. Other medical problems also have to be considered. In a person who has diabetes and neuropathy of the feet, because of a lack of natural sweating, dry skin is very common in this population. So this leads to this problem more often. Does the person have dry skin throughout their body, or is it just a problem with their feet? Do they have a history of eczema or psoriasis or other autoimmune type of issues? What about generalized dehydration? Dehydration is a very common reason why senior citizens are hospitalized. Anyone who has general dehydration may also have chronic dryness of the skin, especially of the feet. Determining how lifestyle and occupation contributes to this problem is vital to developing a solution. Lifestyle modifications may have to be made. Different type of shoes or positions on the job may have to be instituted in order to get this problem taken care of. Finally, I have to determine if this patient is able to reach down and take care of their feet. Can they actually use a pumice stone or a callus file to go over these areas on a regular basis? Will they be able to apply cream daily to moisturize their skin? Will they be able to wear the proper shoes in order to give the feet the support they will need to decrease the pressure and the friction? Although this problem can happen to anyone, I do see it more often in folks that are overweight. So weight management has to be discussed with patients who have this issue and that are overweight. Now that the determining causes of the patient's problem are known, a proper treatment plan can take place. When I see patients with heel problems this bad, I know that multiple visits to my office will be necessary. They usually take place about a month or two apart to continue to debride the skin and to help retrain the skin to grow more normally. If the patient is able to render their own care, then I will instruct them to get a pumice stone or callus file and work on these areas daily, immediately after bathing. These things never want to be addressed on dry skin. This patient, like all my patients, was in the whirlpool foot bath for about 10 to 15 minutes prior to starting treatment. I never recommend to patients to use anything sharp at home, such as blades, scalpels, scissors, or cheese grater type devices to deal with these issues. Injury is very possible when these tools are used in the wrong hands at home. So if you have this problem, remember that there is no magic bullet. There is no magical cream that's going to make this problem go away in a few days. It takes a lot of hard work on the part of the doctor and on the part of the patient. Yes, moisturization is important. I like to use a urea-based cream at the beginning and then change it to something as things improve over time. Heel cups, heel pads, and insoles are great for reducing that pressure that causes the thickness and the callus buildup on the heels. Wearing properly fitting, accommodating shoes like sneakers and other type of casual shoes will give the feet the support that they need so that the skin can begin to retrain itself. I know not everybody likes socks, but socks are very important to decrease the friction, which leads to the dry skin, which leads to this cascade of problems with the heel. This is Kevin Jefferson, the DC Foot Doctor. Thank you very much for watching this video. Like it with a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell so you will know when a new video has been uploaded. Share it with your family and friends. If you leave a comment or a question, it may be featured in a future video. But most importantly, take care of your feet.